Welcome to another opportunity for me to plant seeds, shake you up, invite you to look at things you don't normally look at, and support you in discovering and experiencing the truth that really can set you free. Hey, Robert Scheinfeld here, and I've been asked to create this video in order to tell you a little bit more about the ultimate freedom experience that is, to me, the greatest gift that I can give you, the greatest gift that I can give anyone in terms of the teachings that I share, the work that I do, the way that I help people and coach people and guide people. Now, you may have seen me talk about some of this before if you've been participating in a video series, but I want to tell a complete story in this video. So if there's some repetition for you, it will be good repetition. So the name of it is the Ultimate Freedom Experience. It's not the Ultimate Freedom Workshop. It's not the Ultimate Freedom Seminar. It's not the Ultimate Freedom Event. It's the Ultimate Freedom Experience. And I want to explain a lot more in this video what that means. But first, I need to tell you a story. Now, at the time of this recording, I am 63 years old. 33 years ago, when I was 30 years old, that's when I began my career as a teacher, speaker, and coach. And I began my career working with a famous American teacher that you've probably heard of. His name is Tony Robbins. And on your screen, you can see a picture of the two of us that was taken at Tony's home in San Diego in the United States. Now, as you probably notice, he's a really big guy, and he makes me look very small. So I began my career as a teacher working with Tony. And when I got inside Tony's organization, his company, and I started meeting other people, and I was getting trained, I was told that there was something in the self-help, personal development, success, whatever you want to call what a guy like Tony does, in that world that's called the suntan effect. And I'd never heard this term before. I didn't know what it meant. So I said, what's the suntan effect? And I was told that there is something that very often happens. Somebody reads a book, they go to a live event, they go through a course, they go through a workshop, whatever it is, and they get all excited and they get all pumped up and they think that they have unlimited power and they're very positive and they're very optimistic and they think that they can do absolutely anything that they want. And that's the equivalent of going out in the sun and getting a tan. And then after they go home from the live event, they close the book, the workshop ends, the online course ends, whatever it is, it fades. Just like a suntan fades. When you get home and you're not in the sun anymore, the suntan fades and you go back to your normal way of looking. And so people's lives return to the way that they were before. Nothing really changes permanently. And they said that this was a very, very common occurrence in that industry. And I was quite surprised by that. And they didn't seem particularly concerned about it. No disrespect intended to Tony or to his organization. It's just kind of, well, that's the way it is. That's what happens. So later on, ultimately, again, no disrespect, I did not find the answers that I was looking for. My life did not change the way that I needed it to change. I didn't get the results that I wanted from Tony's work. I got a lot of experience teaching and speaking and putting on workshops and events and things. It was a very positive experience, you could say. But it didn't give me what I was looking for. And later on, I left the Robbins organization. I continued my search and ultimately became a teacher of my own unique teachings that I discovered on my journey. And when I began to teach, I've always been blessed by having very unique content to share That's just the way my life has been. The things that I teach, the things that I share are very different. They're very unique, and they tend to disagree with the most popular teachings that are out there. So I've always had something unique to say. But I always remembered that suntan effect story that I was told. Because I said to myself when I first heard that, I'm not in this to make money, and I'm not in this for ego. Oh, Robert, aren't you wonderful? From speaking audiences that give you a lot of attention. I became a teacher and a coach and a guide because I really wanted to help people. And I had something unique. I had a unique way of helping people that could help people in ways that nothing else out there could. And I really wanted to help people. I didn't want to just give people suntans. So I thought to myself, I've got this beautiful, unique teaching that really can help people in ways that nothing else can. But how can I present it to people? How can I offer it to people? How can I deliver it in a way that, to the best of my ability, it really changes people? It doesn't just give them a suntan. And so I experimented for, I think, 10, 11, maybe 12 years. I tried offering my unique teachings and material in different ways to see what's the best way to offer my unique teaching to increase the odds that it really is going to help people. Now, I've got to tell you something. In English, we call it a sidebar. There is no teaching, there never has been, and there never will be, that is going to help absolutely everybody who embraces it. It just doesn't exist. All of us are too unique, and our journeys through life are too different. And something that is the perfect thing for one person isn't the perfect thing for someone else. Or what's a perfect person for somebody right now isn't the perfect thing for somebody else at that moment. Maybe it would be 6 months later, 5 years later, 10 years later, whatever it is. And so there's never 100% success with helping people with books, courses, live events. But I wanted to increase the odds as high as possible. And so I did all this experimenting, and I made an interesting discovery. And it may seem obvious to you. It didn't to me. It had never occurred to me before, and I'd never heard anybody talk about this. But what I discovered is there are two things that you can do in a book, in a workshop, in a live event, in an online course. You can give people information, and you can give people techniques, and you can give people a to-do list. You must do this and this and this and this every day, whenever you're feeling bad, if your business isn't going well, if you have money issues, do this, do this, do this, do this. So, information, techniques, and a to-do list. That's one thing that you can do, and that's what many people do, and I've done that in my own career. And the other option is you create an experience, and this is why I call it the ultimate freedom experience. You create an experience so that when somebody goes through the experience, however they do it, going through the experience changes them deeply and permanently, just by going through it. Not because you use techniques, not because you used a repetitive practice every day over and over and over, not because whenever something happened that you don't like, you do this and this and this, trying to make it go away or make it smaller, whatever it is. It's an experience that's designed to change you. I discovered that's the only way to increase the odds, the percentage of success that you really are going to help people. When you have their attention, whether it's in a book or it's a live event, and in a live event you can do so much more than in a book, or an online course, You have to create an experience that changes them permanently. No to-do list. You don't have to do anything. No techniques. The burden is not on your shoulders. The experience is designed to change you as you go through it. And as you change at the deepest level, and by the way, when I say an experience that changes you as you go through it, I am not talking about changing your brain or changing your subconscious mind or changing your beliefs or changing your energy or changing your vibration or any of the kind of things that you probably have been taught. I'm talking about going down to a much deeper level that's underneath subconscious mind. It's underneath beliefs. It's underneath energy and vibration and goals and intentions and all the things, again, that I'm sure that you've heard. And making changes there so that when these changes are made at this very, very, very deep level, they then what I call ripple up and ripple out and start changing you in permanent ways. Now, this doesn't happen like this. That's not the design. And why that's not the design is a much longer story than I have time for with you in this video. But I'll give you a simple metaphor to explain what I mean. The average movie, and I use movies as an example for a lot of reasons, but also because most people love movies. We like different kinds of movies, but we love movies. So the average movie is 2 hours. I have a question for you. Why is a movie not 2 minutes? Well, the answer is, in 2 minutes, you can't tell a good story that people could enjoy. And in the literal case of movies, that people would spend money on. 2 minutes isn't long enough to tell a good story that can really give us a wonderful experience so that at the end we can say, wow, I love that movie. So this journey, this experience that changes you permanently is designed to be like a movie. It's designed to be an extraordinary experience. I used to be like this. I went through this experience. I changed a little bit. I changed more. I changed more. Wow, this is amazing. This is cool. I love this. I changed more. I changed more. I changed more. And over time, this massive shift takes place inside of you at this deepest level that ripples up and ripples out. And it dissolves inner blocks. It frees you from all forms of struggle, suffering, pain, stress, emotional pain, negativity, whether it's worry, it's fear, it's anxiety, it's depression, whatever it is. All of that vanishes after these changes are made at this deep level. And again, no techniques, no repetitive practices, no, oh, I'm angry right now, I need to do this, and then maybe my anger will get smaller or go away. That's not how it works. Again, I discovered the magic is in an experience that changes you. So that's what the ultimate freedom experience is. The magic can happen. The shift can happen. This change at this deepest level can happen. And it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter if you agree with everything that I say. It doesn't matter if you like everything that I say. It's not about what's happening on the surface that your mind can think about. It's all designed to go down to this deepest level and create changes there. Start the process. Now, I want to give you another metaphor to illustrate what I mean and the power and the magic of this experience. So, this is my cell phone. Sure, it looks familiar to you. It's an iPhone. There are times that you've got your phone, right? And you see that an update of the software is available. And so you push a button on your phone, you tap something, and new software automatically downloads to your phone. You don't do it. You pushed the button. You triggered the update. But then the download happens automatically without you needing to do anything. And then once the software has downloaded, it starts to install. And again, you don't do it. You don't use techniques. You don't do anything to create the installation of the new software. It just happens as part of the update. And it takes a while, usually, depending on how big the update is. But once the update's complete, your phone is different. You see different things on the screen. There are new features that are available. Problems, or what are called bugs in the software, are fixed. And your phone's different. But you didn't do anything except trigger the download, which then led to the install. Again, the Ultimate Freedom Experience, part of the experience, part of how the changes happen at this deepest level, it's very similar. As you go through it, all of the things that I've designed specially in this experience, new software is going to download into you. And while you're at the event, it's different for everybody. Everybody receives a massive download. And just like with the phone, you don't have to do anything. If you come to the event, it's like triggering the update. And then the download happens as you're going through the 6 days of the event. And then during the event, for some people, some of that new software gets installed. And whenever some new software is installed in this experience, in this process, you notice that something has changed in your life. And it might be a little change, or it might be a big change. It's different for everybody. When you go home from the event, the installation of the software you received at the event continues. And as part of the process, at the event, you triggered the download. But the download continues when you go home. And it can continue for a very long time without you needing to come to another event or be interacting with me. This is the design of the experience. And the downloads continue to install, going out into the future. And for some people, this can continue for years. It did for me. For years, the experience that I had, which is very similar to the experience that you can have at the Ultimate Freedom Experience, new downloads, new installs, new changes, little and big, continued for years and are continuing now to this day. It's an amazing experience. It's an amazing process. And the thing that's really cool about it is, again, the weight is not on your shoulders. You don't have to figure out how to do it. You don't have to figure out what to do. I got this problem in my life. What do I do to get rid of it? I'm feeling scared all the time. I'm feeling depressed all the time. I'm feeling frustrated all the time. I'm feeling like there's something wrong with me all the time. How do I make that stop? Oh, I'll try this technique. Oh, I'll try that technique. Oh, I'll get this healing. I'll get this past life regression, whatever it is. You probably tried a lot of things. That's not what happens with this. You just live your life. Software continues to download, software continues to install, and every time a part of the software installation completes, you notice a change. And it's not once, it's many times. And to me, this is one of the most fun and amazing parts of this journey, of this experience, of what the Ultimate Freedom Experience sets into motion, is that it's like your birthday or Christmas. You get gifts of these changes over and over and over and over and over and over again. And sometimes they're small, as I said, and sometimes they're big, but it continues for a very long time. It's not just something happens to you and everything changes like that. I gotta tell you, and my style, which you may already know, if not, the more you get to know me, the more you will see that this is true. I always speak the truth as I see it. And the truth is, I know that if you're like I used to be, your mind wants this. wants to have something happen that changes everything like this. But that's not what this journey, what this ultimate freedom experience is designed to be like. It's designed to unfold over time, as I mentioned, so that you can enjoy the whole experience. And when you look back, you say, oh my God, that was amazing, that experience. And you remember, I used to be this way. I had the experience, got the downloads, got the installs. I remember I changed a little bit. And then my life continued, and I changed some more, and then I changed some more, and there were some little changes and some big changes, and every time there was a change, yes, that's wonderful, that's cool, more. And so that when you look back, you go, wow, that was an amazing experience. I loved that, which, by the way, is the way a movie is. During a movie of 2 hours, everything isn't always happy and good for the heroes in the stories. And sometimes when you're watching the movie, you're afraid, you're nervous, you're worried about what's going to happen to the hero. But at the end of the movie, it all blends together. And you go, wow, that was a great movie. Even though everything was not always perfect and happy and sunny, and the hero was not always getting what they wanted. Bad things were happening to good people. But the intention is at the end of the movie, you look back on the whole experience and you go, wow, that was amazing. And that's what this ultimate freedom experience, this shift, is designed to do. Now, the next thing that I want to explain to you that's very, 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 very important, and again, I'll warn you, your mind may not like this, but this is the truth with a capital T, the big truth. If you take it down to a very simple place, there are only two problems in life. There are problems with what's happening inside of you, with your thoughts, with your feelings, your emotions, and with the sensations that you have with your body, things that happen inside of you, not in the physical world, but inside of you. And then the second problem is things that are happening out in the world, with your body, with relationships, with money, with career and business, with what's happening in the world. Those are the only two problems in life: what's happening outside of you and what's happening inside of you. Now, I got to share something with you that maybe you've heard before, but maybe not. This is not something that I was clear on for most of my life until I had the experience myself that I call the ultimate freedom experience now. And that is, again, two problems in life: what's going on outside of you, what's going on inside of you. The biggest problem by far is what's going on inside of you. Most people complain about what's going on outside of them, and they try to change what's happening outside of them. But the biggest problem is inside. Why? Because inside is where all struggle, suffering, stress, and emotional pain, like anger, frustration, worry, fear, depression, all of that's inside. It's not outside. What's happening outside may trigger those things inside, but the big problems and I mean all, struggle, suffering, and pain is inside of you. So when you take this journey, when you have the ultimate freedom experience, and these changes happen as a result of downloading the new software, installing the new software, and the update of you that I mentioned, here's what happens. New software downloads, and as it starts to install and it starts to change you, what it changes first is what's happening inside of you. Now, this isn't a perfect metaphor, but I can refer to the phone again. This is the physical phone. And you can see things on the phone, and you can push the icons and you can do things. The physical phone. But when new software downloads into the phone and it installs and it changes the phone in an invisible place, right? That you can't see and you can't get to. But it changes the phone at an invisible place first, that then changes what you actually see. And so what happens on this journey is that inside of you changes first. There's a massive shift that takes place inside of you. And that shift changes forever how you see yourself, how you see other people, how you see everything that happens to you every day and happens to other people every day. A massive shift takes place inside of you in the way that you experience your thoughts. So if you're somebody that has what is called an inner critic, there's a voice inside your head that's always saying something bad about you, always criticizing you, always judging you, and you fight this inner critic, this negative voice. All of that is part of the shift. It changes how you experience yourself and your thoughts and all of your feelings. And struggle, suffering, pain, stress, negative emotions all vanish as part of this particular shift. And that's what happens first. Now, I know if you're like I used to be, you might say, well, that would be nice, Robert, but I really want something to change with my money. I want something to change with my business. I want something to change with my relationships. I want something to change with my body, whatever that might be. Lose weight, pain go away, some other body symptom go away. I understand. But I'm telling you the truth about the ultimate freedom experience and this particular journey and what I call true transformation, permanent transformation, is that the first changes that you notice are inside of you, in the way that you experience yourself, the world, other people, your thoughts, your emotions, your sensations. That changes first. Once that changes, then the door opens. The door opens for things to start to change here. Now, again, I'm going to be honest with you. Things do change outside of you in what I call story space. And by the way, what's inside of you I call inner space in the ultimate freedom experience. I can't guarantee or promise you that everything that you think you want outside of you is going to change. Or if it's going to change, I can't promise you when. I know that you want fast. Most likely it's not going to happen fast. It could. It does happen sometimes. But remember, this is meant to be like a movie. It's meant to unfold over time so that you can enjoy all the changes, many changes, not just one explosive moment where everything changes. And I know the mind doesn't like that. I've been there. I've had that experience myself. So after a change, a shift, a massive shift takes place inside of you that changes the way you experience everything, then the door opens for things to start changing outside of you. But that's how it works. The inside of the phone has to change first before the outside can change. Before you can see something different on the screen, something has to change inside first. It's not a perfect metaphor, but it's a good metaphor. This install, this update to you that the ultimate freedom experience is designed to set into motion takes a lot longer, but it's such a deep and profound and amazing shift. Again, I now have been sharing the ultimate freedom experience with people all over the world for 7 or 8 years. And I have seen the things I've been telling you. The downloads, the installs, the shifts, the permanent shifts, you being free from inner blocks, you being free from struggle, suffering, pain, stress, all of the negative emotions, so-called. Inside changes, then outside starts to change. I've seen all of this happen for people all over the world. Different people, different ages, different countries, different cultures, different situations, different struggles and challenges and problems, so-called. And as I mentioned, the journeys, the experiences that people have as the software is downloading, as it's installing, as things are changing, is different and it's unique for people. Many things are very similar to everybody that takes this journey, but all of our journeys are unique. And no matter what happens, just like in a movie, when really bad things can be happening to good people in the middle of the movie, but your experience of it is different at the end, everybody that I know that has taken this journey, and in my language, ultimate freedom awakened, that's the permanent shift. That's what I call it. Ultimate freedom awakens in your life, in your story. A new way of experiencing everything. Everybody that I know that has taken this journey all over the world, when this happens, when the shift happens, no matter how long it took, no matter how many moments of the journey and the installs and the time of the changing happening inside and then outside, when it completes, just like a movie, just like an update to your phone, when all the downloads are done, all the installs, the major installs are complete, and you look at what happened on that journey, and you look at what your life is like after all of this, everybody, including me, goes, wow, that was amazing. I didn't like every moment. Some moments were difficult. Some moments along the way appeared to be stressful, scary, whatever, at certain moments. But looking back on the whole experience and the way that I changed and what I'm like now, wow, I wouldn't change 1 second. I wouldn't change one thing. I'm glad it wasn't faster. Now, in the middle of the experience, there may be some more what I call mind noise. This is taking too long. Okay, Robert, you said it was going to take some time. And it was going to be little changes and little changes and little changes and big changes and little changes and big changes. Okay. I want more big changes, Robert. Come on. And I do want it faster. I've been patient. I've been waiting. But come on, I want the changes now. These kinds of things can happen. Again, I call it mind noise. You'll understand more what I mean by that if you join me at the Ultimate Freedom Experience. But at the end, like in a movie, it's just, wow. That whole experience was amazing. And now I've changed. Inside of me has changed massively. And maybe outside things have changed in ways that you wanted always, or maybe different ways that you enjoy even more than what you thought would make you happy. And then you get to enjoy that the rest of your life. And that's what happened with me. That's what happened with me. This whole journey for me of the Ultimate Freedom Experience, what happened in my life that's very similar to what happens in the Ultimate Freedom Experience, for me, that journey, all the downloads, all the installs, for me, it was 2.5 years. Now, it doesn't have to take that long, but understand that's what it was for me, 2.5 years, for this whole experience to complete. Inside me changes, outside me changes, permanent change, struggle, suffering, stress, emotional pain, negativity, gone. Me being able to enjoy absolutely everything that happens in my life and in the world and in the lives of the people around me, no matter what's happening, and so many other changes that happen that I don't have time to mention here. 2.5 years. Now, for some people that go through the Ultimate Freedom Experience, it's much faster than that. For some people, it's slower. But what I can tell you, even though your mind won't like this, is again, no matter how long it takes, no matter how long it takes for you to notice little changes or big changes or lots of little changes or lots of big changes, I promise you, I absolutely promise you and guarantee, when the whole journey is complete, no matter how long it took, no matter what kind of mind noise there might have been along the way, or what you perceived on the journey as struggle, suffering, and pain, when all of this completes, the downloads, the installs, the inner changes ripple out to outer changes, you will just be, wow, that was amazing. And then again, you get to enjoy the new you for the rest of your life. And the other thing that happens is so many people, probably you, the language may be different, are trying to use techniques to create what they call their dream life, their ideal life, their perfect life. And their mind has a picture of what that looks like. So much money, this kind of a home, this kind of a car, this kind of clothing, this kind of a lifestyle. They have a picture. This is my ideal life, and that's what I want to create. But for so many people, including me, the picture that the mind has of what your ideal life would be like, it may be accurate, but from my experience of my own life and tens of thousands of people now all over the world, is that in almost every case, the picture the mind has of your ideal life, what would really make you happy, what would really be a enjoyable, fulfilling, rich, wonderful, extraordinary life is usually very different than what the mind has been telling you or what you think right now. And that's one of the other wonderful benefits that comes out of this, is that this journey, the Ultimate Freedom Experience, starts the update, facilitates the update, supports the update, is that after you change inside, what happens outside, which is why I said I can't guarantee that you'll get everything that you think you want now or that you've been working for, your goals, your desires, what you think your dream life is, the picture. What happens after this inner shift is that everything outside of you starts to shift to give you your true dream life, what would really make you happy and fulfill your mission and purpose and be an enjoyable, rich, wonderful life, instead of what I call the fake, artificial dream life that the mind thinks and the mind wants right now. So there's so much more that I could tell you about the Ultimate Freedom Experience, but I think that's enough. And you may want to watch this video multiple times because there's a lot here. And it might be very supportive to you to watch this video multiple times so that you can be sure to receive everything that I've shared with you here and see the whole picture that it paints, all of the things that I've shared with you here. So thanks for spending some of your valuable time with me here. I hope that this gives you more of a clear picture about what the Ultimate Freedom Experience is, why and how it is so different from just about everything out there, and how it can help you now to experience true, with a capital T, transformation with a capital T, and enable you to live over time, not this, your true dream life with ultimate freedom awake in your story, in your life, so that you experience everything in a radically different way. So on that note, as usual, I will close by saying bye-bye for now. I will look forward to our next form of contact, whatever shape that takes. Bye-bye for now.